Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Macfin Insurance Forum. Today, I'm talking to Iara, a very well-experienced insurance and reinsurance expert from Mozambique. Iara, welcome on board.
Good day, Simba. Thank you for having me and for the invitation. Congrats on the initiative. So I'm Iara Soussa, the underwriting manager at Emeritus Re Mozambique. I'm also country director of the Young Insurance Professional Africa and the founder of Mozambique Women in Insurance. So I started my journey within the insurance industry in 2013 as a trainee underwriter at Emeritus Re, former Moz Re, before the rebranding in 2018. So for a bit of context, my decision to move to the insurance industry was risky back then, since as an engineer with a master's degree in roads and bridge, I have studied and lived in Algeria for 6 years. When I returned to Mozambique, I worked as a civil engineer for almost 2 years. After that, I was presented with the opportunity to join the reinsurance industry, the insurance reinsurance industry, as they were looking for an engineer and a French speaker. It is when my journey as an underwriter started. It was a journey with a lot of challenge and constant learning. I went from trainee underwriter to an assistant underwriter in one year, yes, almost 1 year. After that, I've moved to claims for almost 2 years. And after the claims, I was also included under the treaty process. I stayed as a treaty and claims underwriter for almost 3 years. And 7 years later, I was responsible for the technical department, the underwriter and claims. So it was a huge journey up to today.
Iara, I would say you are a gem. I mean, we are talking about an engineer, multilingual. You speak English, you speak French, you speak Portuguese, and of course, your local language in Mozambique, a young woman. I should say you're a polished gem. How did we get here? How did we get here? Was this deliberate for you in terms of your studies, what you did in terms of the languages that you've learned? Was it deliberate on your part?
Where I am today, it is basically because I take a risk. And starting the journey within the insurance industry, I was willing to learn. And most important, I was not afraid to put my background aside and learn. Be teachable, proactive, and curious. Even today, the more knowledge I acquire, the better, because it gives me direction, it opens my mind, and as a profession with over 10 years experience, it develops on me the need to make difference and at some point disrupt the industry, because we are now looking for better ways to do things. We are looking for improvements, and that's the beauty of it.
Now, being an engineer, do you find that the normal people, if I can put in quotes, the normal people that you find in the insurance industry, they don't think like you?
When I look at the insurance industry, I can say that everyone can learn what we do. The only difference is that maybe coming from your depending on your background, you pay attention to details in a different way. But with a lot of concentration, we can all reach the same point. But my background will always push through details that I've learned over the years. But in overall, I'm telling you that everyone can excel within the industry.
You are carrying very powerful portfolios on your CVs. You are responsible for the technical department for a reinsurance company, the only reinsurance company in Mozambique. You are the country director for the young insurance professionals in Mozambique. You are the founder of the Women in Insurance in Mozambique. How do you juggle those heavy balls?
I would say one thing, it's all related to the same goal, insurance. We are all trying to develop the insurance industry. So at some point, it becomes complementary. because during the day I'm here analyzing risks, trying to improve the risk management of cedents and insurance companies. And when it comes also to the young insurance professional, we are trying to increase the number of young professionals within the industry. We are trying to empower the young professionals. And the more young people we bring into the industry, it means that innovation will also come. And the more innovation we get, the industry develops. So it is something that is really, really linked. So it's easier. It's very easy to deal with it. And for Mozambique Women in Insurance, we are dealing with inclusive insurance. So it is what we are trying to push to a sustainable agenda. We are trying to bring in gender-based insurance products to protect the more vulnerable women. So it's also part of the same package. Just a matter of looking at it in different angles. We are trying to bring together the industry. So it is really, really a nice ride.
So we'll make time to talk about all the issues. I want to start with your underwriting experience, underwriting involvement. There's one topic or issue in Mozambique, which is the risk of floods, the risk of persistent cyclones that ravage Mozambique. Can you give us a bit more insight into what exactly transpires, which areas are exactly exposed, and how do you view the risk as an underwriter, as a reinsurer based in Mozambique?
Okay, so for context, Mozambique has the longest stretch of Indian Ocean coastline with 7 provinces along the coast. It means that at least 75% of the province that we have are along the Indian coast, which also pose to a lot of exposure when it comes to cyclones and tropical storms. So over the past year, the north and centre are being the most affected areas by tropical storm cyclones, the likes of Beira, Nampula, Zambezi, and Cabo Delgado. So, as an underwriter, what I see is that there is first need to change of mindset, change of behavior from our industry, because we can no longer do business as usual. There are new factors coming into, and there is need to also adapt. I also understand it is difficult to adapt, but starting as underwriter, the first thing that I usually advise all the clients is that there is need to start revising the policy that we have in place, especially across the coastal line. There is need to start the implementation of new premium rates, adjusted premium rates, and also as well as specific excess cyclone related. And there is also need to have our portfolios well aggregated when it comes to climate related issues. So if you see the history over the past 10 years, according to our database, we were hit by almost 34 disasters related to weather conditions, which caused damage estimated on around 2.5 billion US dollars associated to the economic losses. And it affected 12 million citizens in our country. It means that it is real and it is happening now. So it also shows that action should be taken now. So a couple of months ago, I wrote an article touching on the climate-related issues as well hitting the country. So one of the main points and main advice that we try to give to our clients on a daily basis is the issues related to adaptation, mitigation through surveys, policy revisions, including rates and access, and also improvement in terms of treaty contracts protection. So we can no longer have the standard contracts when it comes to our treaties here in Mozambique. It means that there is also need to go out there and look for specific solutions that will protect the companies operating within the country. We know that it will be expensive So from the moment that you get expensive treaties, it means that also your premium rates for your direct seed insurance should change. So it is an exercise that should be done gradually.
From an underwriter sitting outside Mozambique, when you look at the cyclone risk from the geographical perspective that we've given us, it's 7 provinces, can we assume that all the 7 provinces are affected at the same time, or there are particular provinces that are problematic?
Right now, we do have Beira and Nampula that are the more problematic one and the more impacted. If you recall, we had Cyclone Idai, it hit at Beira. And now we had 2 weeks ago, I think so, Cyclone Fred that also hit a bit of Beira and Zambezia, mostly Zambezia. And then it went through Malawi. So it shows that the north and center of Mozambique are being the more exposed, at least to the severe ones. Within the southern region, we have also tropical storms, but it's nothing that strong as we are witnessing for the north and center. When we talk about Beira specifically, it is a city that, besides the cyclones, they have their own issues because the city is below the sea level. So it's prone to floods from a normal rainy day. So can you imagine the impact of a cyclone? It becomes really a danger.
That's very essential underwriting information. Now, to touch on the aspects about the pricing, the product adaptation, and the access and so forth, do you see some industry initiative within Mozambique, and what kind of support would you think the international industry, especially the international insurance market, should be able to render to the Mozambican market?
So Mozambique is basically a very soft market. It is one of our main issues. That even with all the issues that we've been suffering over the years, premium rates remain low. And the way of competing within the industry is by reducing premium rates. So it's become really unsustainable to keep, if we keep the trend. So what I would say is Mozambique is an open market as well. Yes, we are the only reinsurance company based in Mozambique, but it is an open market. And then the other point that I was also seeing the other day is that with the new standard, there will be need to check our policies. So I believe that in that moment, us as underwriters will start to understand that the impact that our reckless underwriting or soft underwriting has in our books in terms of profit and things like that. I believe that it is a trend that might change. And then as a reinsurer here, the other challenge that we have is our treaties are expensive because we carry a portfolio full of losses. But at the same point, when it comes to the direct cedents, premium are soft. So we are paying for hard rates for our treaties, but we are operating a soft market. There is no balance. So basically, that's how we stand now.
So essentially, no matter how much effort that you are putting as a local reinsurer to rescue the situation, there is always avenues for players in the local market to bypass you and look for alternatives, most of the times who are not really fully aware of the local situation. And I think there cannot be any better motivation for collaboration, anyone outside, to collaborate with the local reinsurance company, in this case Emeritus, to collaborate, whether in product development, whether in distribution of capacity, and so forth. There cannot be any better motivation for the international market to cooperate with Emeritus Mozambique on this.
Yes.
Let's talk about the initiatives around women in insurance. And you spoke about inclusive insurance. What are the main issues and what are you seeking to achieve with the Women Insurance Initiative?
Okay, so basically, Women in Insurance is an organization focused on gender-based risk, resilience, and sustainable solutions through insurance products. So basically, let's put a bit of context on it. So yes, as women, we know that there are other women out there that didn't have the same opportunity that we had, that are living really in very vulnerable situations, and we pass through them every day. Going to work, going home, it is our daily routine. So at some point, it called my attention that instead of just complaining about the actual situation, maybe as a professional working within an industry related to the finance world, I can also bring a contribution. So that's when I started digging a bit more about inclusive insurance, about micro insurance, and I saw that there is a lot to be done yet. First, it will help the market to increase the insurance penetration within the country. And second, it also make a difference for someone else. So when I started, I didn't know exactly how to start with it. So I decided to do small surveys within the informal market first. The survey was a basic one where we wanted to know if they have access to insurance, if they understand insurance, if they trust the insurance companies that they have, that we have here in Mozambique. And it was clear that everyone, first, there are those that don't even know what we're talking about. There are those that know, but they think that it is just a scam. And that's when we try to explain to them, we try to show that there is a way to reduce the burden of the daily issues that they may suffer. And it was really difficult. So November last year, I've decided to have an umbrella within the organization to give insurance policy to 50 women through a micro insurance company here in Mozambique.
Okay.
So we picked the women in the market, one of those that participated in our survey. We picked them, we linked them with the microinsurance company. We checked the basic covers that they would benefit from it, and we subsidized it.
Yeah.
So around January, I think so. Unfortunately, one of them lost her husband, right? So it was a moment where we had the funeral insurance in cover. It was a moment where we had the opportunity to show the impact of having a policy in place for such situations.
Yeah.
So we got in touch with the microinsurance company. In less than 24 hours, everything was organized, everything was set, and the impact that it had, because she went back to the market where she works on a daily basis, and she was amazed. She was a witness that it really works. So if you see that it is a very small thing, but she was really amazed, and now she's one of she's part of our committee when it comes to engage and try to get people involved, because she now believes she's a witness that it really works, it can help. So now what we are trying to do, we are trying to increase the portfolio, we are trying to get partners, we are trying to see if by, let's say, by December, we can increase the number. We go from 50 to 500, we never know. So that's what we are trying to do. And now you have even cases that they are willing to pay the monthly premium that the microinsurance company is charging. So it shows some progress. It is one of it's one of our main focus. It's not easy because sometimes people really are a bit afraid of anything that is new, but we are trying to push towards the agenda. And then the other, besides the inclusive insurance, we are also working to increase gender diversity within the African insurance industry. And as a first step, but we have decided to come up with a survey to collect data, a survey because right as we stand now, we want to know how much are we, how many women do we have across the industry. We want to get to a point whereby once a year we have a survey and we check the progress. And the only way to start with it is to have the actual position. Data will always be one of the main keys to any progress, because with data you can really feel the progress. So that's basically what we are trying to do. We started this year, we are trying to collect data, and we'll definitely publish a report. And in 1 year, we'll do the same thing to see if there is improvement, what we can do, how can we come together and try to push through gender diversity industry.
Very, very interesting issues, and I would say it's such a powerful initiative. Congratulations on that. The other initiative that you are running in Mozambique is the Young Insurance Professionals.
Okay.
Right? Now, how did that come about, and what kind of initiatives are you driving on the market, and what are the broad objectives?
For what we're trying to do first is create awareness about the industry. I used to say that the insurance industry is a gold mine. As long as you know what you want, you'll find your place within the insurance industry. And one of the things that calls my attention is the fact that basically, if you have a chat with anyone in our market, most of the people end up in the insurance industry. They don't choose the insurance industry. So now, what we are trying to do, we are trying to go to the youth, the one that are just finishing school, and make them understand that there is chances there. It is an industry that can really make them grow. So to create that awareness, we have two options. We go to those still finishing grade 12. We go to those finishing university. And for instance, in my team now, I do have at least 4 young graduates. So they are seeing the opportunities that the industry can open to them. They are seeing that there is room within the industry as long as they choose what they want to do. It is something that I say every day. You just have to look to all the opportunities that you have around you and pick the one that identifies better with your goals and who you are. So now, for instance, we are trying to check with the universities and schools, small seminars where we can do an induction and show them the opportunities within the industry to see if we increase the number of new talents. It's also a way of increasing the human capital within the industry, because it is what we need now. We are now being driven to technology, and the youth are the best to deal with technology. We cannot deny. So we'll keep pushing on that to see how it goes.
If there is someone who is listening to you now and you have one big issue, that one big wish that you think someone out there should assist me with this, someone out there should assist the Mozambique market with this, what would be that one thing?
The first one that comes to my mind is the gender diversity issue. I would ask everyone from the industry to please collaborate, be part of it, and together we are stronger. I would really ask that everyone take part of it, take a small time to complete the survey so that we have enough numbers to come out with the actual position in terms of gender diversity within the African industry. The second one will be regarding to inclusive insurance. It will be really great to see the number of partners within the industry come together in order to not only look at our profit as organizations, but also try to improve the livelihoods of those in need, because we are in a position where we can do it. So let's try and put our minds together and work towards a better tomorrow. So as we talk about sustainability and things alike, I would also like to invite the insurance industry to be part or take a look at the Nairobi Declaration. That is a declaration that is working towards the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. It can be a good opportunity. Sustainability is an issue for everyone. So if we could at least increase the numbers and come together as one, I believe that years from now we can look and see that we did something for the continent.
Thank you, Iara. I think Mozambique will also look back and say that you did a lot for the market. I thank you so much for your contributions, and I wish you all the best with the initiatives that you are running.
Thank you, Simba. And it is you know me since day one. You were the one who gave me training on reinstatement premiums. So I know that you know my journey. So 10 years ago, you were in Mozambique giving me training related to reinstatement premiums. So I really, really appreciate. I respect you, and thank you for the opportunity to be here and
Thank you,
express
Iara.
myself.
Thank you, Iara, and I appreciate the acknowledgement. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.